I asked them, what do you like to do?
Mm-hmm.
What do you need to do? What are you already doing? Can you monetize 1, 2, maybe even 3 of those things and create multiple streams of income?
Okay. Welcome back to another exciting show, the About That Wallet podcast, where we help the sandwich generation build strong financial habits so that you can talk about money, spend money, and enjoy their money with confidence. And I have a special guest who calls themselves the Side Hustle Samurai. And I'll let you marinate on that just a little bit, so you know what we're about to get into. Hey, what's going on, Bart Merrell? How are you doing today?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Nice. Well, one of the things is right now, obviously, at the time of this recording, we got the government shut down and people are really trying to find ways to kind of make some money on a come up because, you know, things are tight right now. When it comes to side hustles, what determines a good side hustle?
So you talked about the need for money. You also have the need for time because you've got things pulling your time every which way. You know, if you have kids activities you got to go to. And so I like a good side hustle to be something you already know or you are already doing. And so if you can do that, then it's not pulling you different directions. I'll give you. And so I take people through a process. I ask them, what do you like to do?
Mm-hmm.
What do you need to do? What are you already doing? Can you monetize 1, 2, maybe even 3 of those things and create multiple streams of income?
Okay. Well, can you take us through your process on even deciding like that what is the side hustle job that you decide to go to?
I didn't intend on doing side hustles, but that's all I've done. I've never had a real job. I've never done the real job thing. When I was growing up, about 17 or 18, I decided I wanted to be an FBI agent and go chase serial killers.
Right.
That was my dream. And I went to, we had a family friend that was ex-FBI, and he said the easiest way into the FBI is in accounting. And then once you get in, you can go to wherever there are job openings if you're good at it. And so you just apply and you get whatever job you're good at. So you don't have to stay in white collar stuff. So that was my idea. My dad pushed me that direction. My FBI agent friend pushed me that direction. So I went and I studied accounting.
Right.
And I was 1 semester away from graduating. And I took a break to go home and help my dad on the farm and improve my Spanish because a lot of the workers on the farm were Spanish speakers only. So it would force me to learn Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
While I was down there, I'm in small town USA. I was making money. Money was burning holes in my pocket. And I had friends in the customs world, the border patrol world, the regular cop world that were getting this RK surgery done on their eyes. It was pre-LASIK. They would make all these cuts in your eye. So I have 16 cuts in each eye.
Oof. That
the scar tissue would heal and it would change the shape of your eye and it would correct your vision. And I went and I had it done. It was $1,500 an eye. And it was perfect. I mean, I had, almost perfect. 20/20 in one eye, 20/25 in the other eye. I didn't have glasses from age 23 to, I think it was 51 when I had to go back to glasses. But I got back up to school and I found out that automatically disqualified me from the FBI.
No.
And I was devastated because let's just be honest here. I was not good at accounting.
Right.
And I did not like accounting. And so I was devastated. What am I going to do? I don't want to be an accountant. I don't want to go count other people's money. And I was doing my part-time job that I was doing at school, which was landscaping for $5 an hour. That was minimum wage at the time, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know what I was going to do. And a friend of mine jokingly asked me, hey, would you like to go back to Japan? Because I'd spent a couple of years in Japan and I spoke fluent Japanese. I was like, yeah, why not?
Right.
And he worked for a bungee jump company, a bungee tower company. And so I took the first commercial bungee jump to Japan and I contracted with the Japanese company And I would go back and forth to Japan. I'd spend 3 months at a time, maybe 6 months at a time over there. And I would make my money over there. I'd come home and I had money. I didn't have to work,
Right.
but I would do odd jobs just to keep me busy and just for fun. And then while I was in Japan, I would go to the gym, and the gym that I went to, I'm pretty big in Japan, big as in size-wise.
Size-wise, yeah.
Not that I'm famous, but I was kind of famous too, but that's a different story.
Okay.
But I'm this big gringo. In Japan, they call you a gaijin, a foreigner. And I'm this big gaijin, and nobody would speak to me except for the staff, probably because they were worried that I didn't speak Japanese. And about 2 or 3 weeks in, this guy that was about my height, he was a lot skinnier than me. He comes up to me and he goes, "Hello." And I said, "Hello." And then I started speaking Japanese to him. And he's like, "I'm glad you speak Japanese because I was done at hello."
Right.
And anyway, he was a big rig driver in Japan. And about a year later, he's like, "I want to stop driving big rig and import camping trailers from America. Camping trailers and Dodge and Ford diesel pickups to pull the trailers with."
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Will you help me?" I had no idea how to do it, but I said yes. I thought he might know a little bit how to do it, but he didn't. So we learned it together. And that's just, so with me, kind of because I grew up on the pig farm, my dad was a pig farmer, but he was not just a pig farmer, he was a businessman. He had his hands in many different things in the agricultural industry because that was what his passion was in. And he never really set me down and taught me the birds and the bees of business. He just showed me by example and then encouraged me. And so it's natural for me to, when something crosses my path, good, bad, or ugly, I say, can I monetize it? And so if you didn't grow up with my dad or someone like my dad, you don't think like I do. And my goal is to help people think like I do by taking them through those steps. What do you like to do? What do you need to do? What are you already doing? Let's take it one step further. What would you like to learn? What do you need to learn? What have you already learned that you could get compensated for helping other people? So let's just kind of give another example real quick.
Okay.
About 1.5 years ago, I had to have my lower left leg amputated. When I found out that was going to have to happen, my first thought is, that's going to hurt.
Right.
How much is that going to hurt? How long am I going to be out of my main side hustle, which is dog training? Because it's hard to train dogs on one leg and the other leg in pain.
Right.
And so how long is it going to take me to get back up on my feet or my foot, because I only have one?
I got you. I'm glad you have a sense of humor about it.
I know sometimes it's a little sick, but I do have a sense of humor. And so after all this was going on, after it all calmed down a little bit, I said, okay, I don't like this. It's going to happen. There's nothing I can do about it. So how can I monetize it? 6 months post-op, I contracted with my prosthetist to help other people go through what it is that they're going to have to go through.
Okay.
So I learned how to take care of my leg. I learned how to do the things I need to do. And since I already learned it for myself, why not teach other people and help other people through it?
So did you come up with them hey, I can do this for X amount of dollars, or did they just kind of determine how much they can give you?
So this is how the conversation went down. I go in when I'm getting a new leg, or in the beginning, I'm going there once a week. And so, like I said, about 6 months in, I'm in his office. He's doing something with my leg. And I said, Scott, your competition has a guy to help. I talked to the guy because I interviewed 3 different prosthetists before I decided who I was going to go with. And I said, Scott, your competition has a guy. You don't have a guy. I'm your guy.
I see.
I mean, that's literally how the conversation went down. And I said, I would like to contract with you. I said, I don't want a job. I want a contract with you to do X amount of stuff and I get paid X amount, but I don't have to go into work. As long as I get the stuff done, I get my paycheck.
Right.
And so I'm a 1099 contractor with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, how much you need? And I was like, well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to have to cut back on my dog training. So I want 2 dogs worth.
Right. Hey, it's fair price.
2 dogs worth. And he's like, okay, let's start with 1 dog's worth. And then we'll see if we can jump up to 2. We'll see if we can make it, you prove that you're worth 2 dogs.
Right.
And so that's literally how the conversation went down.
That is awesome.
But if I hadn't thought about it before,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have been ready when the opportunity came.
Mm.
So I look back on my life sometimes and I say, man, I was lucky. And then you're probably thinking, dude, you just got your leg chopped off. How are you lucky? Or your dream job got blown up. How are you lucky? But I look back and things just fell into place. But Seneca says luck is when opportunity and preparedness cross paths.
Yes.
Now I add one more caveat to it. You have to take action.
That is so true.
And so that's kind of the way my life's been. Like I said, anything good, bad, or ugly. I mean, getting your leg chopped off is not a good thing or a fun thing. But when life gives you lemons, they say, make lemonade. I say, let's take it one step further. If you're making lemonade, build a lemonade stand and sell the stuff.
There you go.
And so that's kind of the way I think, the way I have lived my life forever, because I've never had the real job thing. It just never happened. Not, like I said, my goal was to have one. Then when it didn't happen, when opportunity comes, I try and take action. But there's stuff that I've missed. I was in Japan. This was in 94. When I took the first commercial bungee jump over there, and there were these big, huge nets all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are those? And they were driving ranges that were similar to what Top Golf is now.
Okay.
But they were cool. They were better than Top Golf because the ball would come up out of the ground on the tee already.
That is cool.
You hit the ball, it goes down, it comes up with another ball. You don't even have to bend over and put the ball on the tee.
That makes so much sense.
And you could adjust the height of the tee with a little controller. And you don't pay by the hour, you pay by the ball.
Right.
And you buy these little cards with 100 balls, 1,000 balls, whatever the number is. And you put them in this little machine and you hit till your heart's content. And here's what happens. You swing, and you're out of balls.
Right.
And I mean, it is, and you're like, crap, did I already go through all those? And you have to go buy another card. And it's a money-making machine. And so I started doing investigation on, I need to take this to America. This would be awesome. And the zeros behind the numbers were just too many. And it freaked me out as a 24-year-old kid. There were too many numbers. And I often think about, what if I had done that? What if I was the Top Golf guy?
The Top Golf guy.
Now, I'm not saying I'm not happy with my life, but if you miss an opportunity, you're gonna often think, what if?
Now, do opportunities land because you asked a question? Because taking action could be an inaction. So is taking action really meaning like you asking that one question, like, hey, why not me for this position, or why not me for this opportunity? That
gets you prepared. Preparedness meets opportunity, and then you have to take action.
Right.
That is the preparedness part. That is preparing.
Okay.
And then the taking action is doing something with it. So you could say that obviously I wasn't financially or mentally prepared for the size of the number that it was going to take to bring those golf, it was called F1 golf. And to bring that to America, I wasn't prepared for the numbers.
Okay.
but I also hadn't asked also.
And that's what I was getting at. Yeah, what's asking is that beginning
So
piece.
maybe if I had asked before or mentally prepared before, then when I saw the number, I would have been more prepared. I don't know. I haven't thought that one through.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good reflection moment though.
Yeah. But the thing is, opportunities don't go away. They go to someone else. Whoever brought the Topgolf over here, whoever did that. Now it's, like I said, it's not as cool as the ones in Japan in some ways. The games that Topgolf has integrated into their system. Now I don't know. I haven't been to the F1 in Japan for a long time. They may have a similar gaming system like Topgolf has, but I just know that ball coming up out of the ground and how fast you can go through the balls, and their system's different. F1 is how many balls you hit, you get, it's a price per ball, whereas Topgolf is per hour.
Trying to get you in and out.
So they don't want you to hit as many balls.
Right.
You know, they want you to use less, and so that might be counterproductive to their model. The point is, I missed that opportunity because I wasn't ready for that big number.
Gotcha.
I'll give you another example. There is a restaurant in Japan that it's the first place I go to when I land, and it's the last place I go to when I leave. It's Japanese curry. It's called Koko Ichiban Curry. And I actually thought the same thing. Oh, I need to take this to America because I love Japanese curry. In my opinion, Japanese curry is the best curry.
Interesting.
And so I actually had a financial backer in Japan who he said to me, and I had to check with my other Japanese friends to make sure I heard it right. He said, I will back you with the financial backing. And if it goes well, you split it with me. We'll figure that out. If it doesn't, and if it doesn't work out and you lose the money, don't worry about it.
Wow.
And I'm just like, wait. And I asked people, and they're like, yeah, that's what he said. That's what he means. That's what that means. But I got here and I started doing the research and doing everything. And I said to myself, I don't want to work that hard because restaurants are hard work.
Yes, they are.
And so I actually told him no. I says, no, I'm not going to, if I would have took his money, my heart wouldn't have been in it and there was going to be a greater risk of failure. And so I didn't want to do that to him. Plus, I didn't, like I said, I didn't want to work that hard. We often think about, I wish I was Bezos, or I wish I was Elon Musk, or Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
But do you know what they did to get where they are and what they still do?
They bust their tails every day.
They lived on other people's couches. They slept in their offices. They were homeless.
Yeah, for a lot of those years. Yeah.
Even when they were making money, they were still not settling down.
Right.
I think it's, help me out here. Connects guy.
Grant Cardone. He
says owning a home is stupid.
Yep.
So that you can be mobile. And do you really want the lives that they have? You want the money, but do you want to do what? So you need to think about that kind of stuff when you're thinking about what is your ideal side hustle? You know, you need to think about, okay, do I really want to work that hard? What do I want to do? But I just tell people, make it something that you're already doing and it's going to supplement your income and help you when life happens. I call it what happens when what happens happens.
What happens when what happens happens. I like that.
Are you prepared? Are you prepared for what happens? And I've had times when I'm not.
And I try to think about the sacrifices that we also go through too. It's like, because people say like, hey, I want to do a podcast. And I hear that often, but I'm like, do you understand the back end stuff of the podcast? You see all the bright and glamour and yes, money is possible, but the back end of it is a lot, from the marketing, from the getting the guests on. If you're going to have guests, if you have a co-host, making sure y'all schedules are synced. far as what softwares you're going to use, how you're going to edit it, what microphones you're going to get, shopping, and then the day staying up late to make sure that these episodes get out on time, especially if you're on a weekly or monthly schedule. Can you put in that effort? It's just a lot.
Exactly. And I think, 20 is most people don't make it to 20. And I made it past 20. I think I was at like 93, 94 episodes.
Wow. Okay.
And then whenever COVID hit, I just when I started dog training, so that's one of my other side hustles. That's my main side hustle right now. We'll get into that a little bit later. But when I started doing that, and plus you had the COVID issues, I just went on hiatus and I haven't started it back up.
Yeah, you gotta get back to it because your shirt says keep moving forward.
I know it does, doesn't it?
Well, you are moving forward onto the things that you enjoy doing. So that gets to, we can talk about your main side hustle now. It's like, when did that side hustle become your main, and what made it so sexy that you enjoy doing it all the time?
So I adopted a Rottweiler, a baby Rottweiler. He was 8 months old. What was he? He's like 92 pounds. So it was a big puppy.
They get big.
And he didn't know the word no. And I didn't know any of his background other than some old man rescued him from a bad situation. And then the third time he ended up in the pound, the old man said, I can't handle him. And so we left him at the pound. And anyway, I rescued him and then adopted him. And I was calling my buddy, Sean, and I'd say, Sean, he's doing this. What do I need to do?
Mm-hmm.
Then I call him again, Sean, he's doing this. What should I do? Sean, he's doing this. What should I do? And finally, Sean said, Bart, we're doing a train the trainer program next month. Why don't you come and take the trainer program and start a business? And, so it's in my mindset. I'm training my own dog. Why don't I get paid? Why don't I learn how to train my own dog and then get paid to train other people's dogs?
Right.
And the class wasn't cheap. I think it was $8,000. And so I did. I went to his class, and it was every day for 2 months. And they had a big training facility where they had 20, 30, 40 dogs at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And so in that 2-month period of time, I had my hands on tons of dogs. And I grew up on a farm anyway. I had trained dogs. I had trained horses and even a pig or two. and so I knew the basics. I just didn't know the structure. And once I got that structure, and then they help with the back end stuff as well.
As far as like setting up the business back end.
And how to get clients. And I met a guy there that is older. He actually was a plumber, and he didn't want to mess with the back end stuff. And so we partner up, and we have a series LLC. So we have a umbrella LLC and then 2 LLCs.
Yep.
So we're separate, but we share the expenses, and we run our businesses separate.
Mm-hmm.
But the advertising, website, and I take care of all that.
Nice.
And we split the expenses. We spend $1,000 in Google ads a month, and we're both busy enough. And so anyway, within, I don't know, a month after the class was over, the seminar was over, I was booked. I had more dogs than I wanted, and I do a board and train at my house.
Right.
So the dogs come and stay with me for 24 days.
Mm-hmm.
And then my business partner, he does all the one-on-one trainings because he doesn't want to do the board and train. And so he does one-on-one trainings where he goes to people and works with the people and their dogs. And it's a great system. So I did close to 100K my first year, and he did close to 50K part-time after his plumber job. And he's the owner of the plumber business. So he can do, it's like anyway.
Right.
It was just a moneymaker from right off the bat. I worked 384 days straight without a day off. I had 4 dogs, at least 4 client dogs in my house.
Every day.
Every day for 384 days.
Because you got to clean them, feed them, everything.
And anyway, it just was great. And I love it. I mean,
Okay.
I get paid well to play with other people's dogs.
Right.
And so it just turned into my main hustle. And then once I had my leg amputation, I basically cut that in half. I do 2 or 3 dogs at a time. And then I do other stuff. I'm marketing my side hustle samurai business to consult people, help them find their ideal side hustle. I love talking to people. I love helping people find what it is that they're missing.
Okay.
And teaching them how to think like I do.
So then, will you be able to put me through the process, like a quick run through?
So like I would have you build a list
of
the things you like to do. And we're not thinking about, can I monetize it?
No. Just like to do.
We're just building a list. And then we're building a list of things you need to do. And then we're building a list of things that you already do.
It's a lot.
And then we build that other list of what would you like to learn? I would like to learn to play the guitar.
Yeah, okay, I do. So I got 2 of them. I just want to
learn. What do you need to learn? I needed to learn how to take care of my leg and get through that process. What have you already learned? I speak Japanese fairly decent, and I speak Spanish a little bit. My wife, she's Japanese. She speaks fluent Spanish. She's Japanese. She speaks fluent Japanese.
Okay. We won't tell her.
She could do a Japanese conversation class and get compensated on something she grew up knowing. There's just so many things that you need to but you make these lists. And then we refine them into 2 other lists. So you're going to take all of those 6 lists and you're going to put them in order of what do you like to do the most. And then you're going to put this other one, you're going to take those same 6 lists and you're going to put them in there. What do you think could turn into a stream of income the fastest? And so this is where you're going to have to do your research on the individual things on, what is it going to take? What resources is it going to take? Money,
entry,
time, location. What is it going to take to get that off the ground? And here's the deal. You're going to be wrong, but that's okay.
Right.
You're not going to. Another example, something I needed, and I think something you need to do is often overlooked because you don't want to do it. But it's one of the things
that you need to do.
But sometimes the things you need to do are the things that other people need to do that they're going to pay you to get help.
True.
And so my wife, now I'm not throwing my wife under the bus, but there was a few years ago, she said to me, I'm getting a little more than I bargained for, and I would like to see a little less of you. Meaning you're working on your before picture way too much, and I would like to see the after picture. She was saying I needed to lose weight.
Okay.
And she was right. I look at my before and after pictures and I go, ooh, man, I was bad. But sometimes us guys, we can look in the mirror and we go, yeah, right. I'm doing good. Or we go to Walmart and we walk around, well, I'm not that bad.
Right.
I'm not that bad. And that makes us feel better. But no, I needed to lose weight. And when I had it in my head that I was going to lose weight, my first thought once again was, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to get paid for it. Like Marie Osmond, or at the time, Dan Marino was part of the Nutrisystem people that were on TV. I didn't even know how I was going to lose weight, but I immediately thought to myself, okay, my wife wants me to get back to my wedding weight. So a lot of people, that's their goal, is to get back to their wedding weight. I went to GoDaddy. I typed in backtomyweddingweight.com.
Right.
It was available. I bought it.
Okay.
I didn't even know how I was going to lose weight.
Right.
But I thought in my head, okay, it'll take me 3 months to get back to my wedding weight. By then, this will be making money.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, everything was about the 90-day challenge.
Yep.
Of you getting your butt to the gym and exercising and dieting. And that just wasn't in my DNA. In my head, I was saying, if I'm getting to the gym and exercising and dieting, why do I need your product?
Exactly.
And so I wanted something that was really about the product. I held on to backtomyweddingweight.com for 7.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And a friend of mine from California, her name's Beth. She says, Bart, you got to try this. It's amazing. You try it and you don't like it. You get your money back. You can just send the stuff in and get your money. I'm like, Beth, calm down. What is it? It's the 10-day celebrity transformation cleanse. Beth, I want to do a 10-day cleanse like I want a colonoscopy, and that's not very bad.
Right.
Now, Beth, she's pretty quick on her feet, and she says, well, at your age, you probably need both. She continued to pressure me.
Beth, right?
I finally tried it.
Yeah.
And it's not a water cleanse. It's not a juice cleanse. It's a vegan cleanse.
Okay.
And so you're still having small amounts of vegetables. And then you have these vegan protein called super aminos that you take. And my first cleanse, I lost 18.5 pounds in 10 days. Now, I don't know about you, but that got me excited because I didn't step foot inside a gym.
Right.
I was like, okay, I'm going to take a break for 5 days. I'm going to do another one. And I did. I lost another 11.5 pounds.
Wow. Okay.
So in less than a month, I was down almost 30 pounds. I'm excited. I did 4 cleanses in 2 months and 5 days and lost 48 and got back to my wedding weight. By the third cleanse, back to my wedding weight was an income stream because I was walking my dog out on the street here. My neighbor that's up the street about 5 houses is driving by.
Yeah.
He turns around and comes back because he thought someone stole my dog.
You look that different from...
He said, you look 20 years younger. And I'm just like, yep. It's like, I thought someone stole your dog. I was ready to pounce on him.
So did you just tell them like, hey, you need to go to backtomyweddingweight.com?
If I am showing me drinking the drink, so you have to drink a green drink, which isn't the best tasting, but it's good nutrition. If I'm doing that, I get $50 to $100 a month. And at the peak when I was going through the change, it was $1,000 a month off of something that I was going to do anyway.
So tell me about that, because I'm actually thinking about the website side of the house. Was it just ads on the site or just because viewers were coming through?
That's where I would send people if they asked me about it.
Okay.
And on that, I would have before and after pictures of me and other clients that I helped get on the cleanse. And so it was an affiliate program. So anytime someone buys the cleanse, I get money.
I'm familiar with. Yep. That's how.
And so I'm
hustle.
just funneling people to my website.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't even know what the name of the company is that the cleanse is at until you ask me. And then I would give you a coupon code that attaches you to me.
Nice.
To get $50 off the cleanse. And so it was just that simple. Once I found what was going to work for me, all I had to do was just have a place to send people. And I wanted to promote me, not my company.
Okay. Because you get me thinking about, because I have, as a podcaster, we have tons of affiliates. Everybody want to be affiliate on the show. And I have some people ask me for things. I just kind of give it to them one off, but I haven't thought about actually putting a full resource of all of my affiliates in one area. Just kind of say, these are the things that I use. I like it. If you want to do the same, click on it.
And so on mine, I was affiliate of Buzzsprout. And I would send people to Buzzsprout that wanted to learn about or not to learn about podcasting, but to host a podcast.
Nice.
And I had my system, my system isn't the cheapest out there for podcasting that I have downstairs, but it is. So I would have a starter system, and then I would have what you might want to upgrade to when you get going system. And,
I like that.
And I actually didn't make any money off of those. If they happened to catch my Amazon code, which is what I would want them to do.
Yep.
If they clicked on my link, then I would get it to pennies.
Yeah, it is. You get more with books than anything else.
And so, but you just need to think about those things that are add-ons to what you're already doing. So with my dog training stuff, I will sell stuff, leashes and stuff like that I buy, and then I'll sell them to my clients as an add-on to my services. And once again, it's not much, but I make a few bucks on each one I sell.
Yeah, because you can just buy a bunch of them from Amazon and be like, $5 or $10 here. Or you can.
Yeah.
I like that. You
And
really
so
changing my mind on this.
that's what I'm supposed to do, because there's just so many things that people don't think about. And how did this click for me? So I'd done this myself all my life.
Mm-hmm.
My first side hustle was a DJ. I was a mobile disco, so I'd go play music for dances.
Mm-hmm.
But I bought my first stereo at age 11. I mean, I loved listening to music, and I worked all summer on the pig farm to save up the money to buy it. It was a Sanyo all-in-one system.
I remember Sanyo,
It had a cassette deck over here. Can you tell me what's on the other side?
It will have to be the full record player, right?
Record player's on the top.
Okay, record players.
The tuner cassette is in the middle.
Right.
What's on the other side?
Don't tell me I won't say Betamax.
Not a Betamax, no.
I can't think of it right now.
It was an 8-track player.
8-track, that's what it was. It was 8-track and Betamax. I'm sorry. Yes.
And so that's I don't want to talk about my age, but that was my first stereo. Right. Little did I know, I just bought a liability, because every time we'd go to town, I'd have to buy the new tunes. And back then, you just couldn't buy one-offs.
Right.
You had to buy the whole cassette to get the 2 songs that you liked.
So true.
And so it cost, 11-year-old kid, that was a lot of money. But I loved it. And that's what I would do. I'd work on the farm to go spend money on music. And when I got my driver's license at age 15, I was like, okay, let's do something to make money for me.
Yeah.
And my dad was very supportive.
Mm-hmm.
But at 15, nobody was hiring 15-year-old DJs in my town. They weren't even doing dances. So I created my own opportunity. I rented the community center. Mm-hmm. I hired an off-duty cop for security. Mom and dad took money at the door. I spun records. Everybody danced, had a good time. Nice. And I would make $500-$600, $700 a night just spinning records and doing something I loved. Then it just grew. I grew my system. By the time I did this from 15 until 19, I got to college, and then I went to Japan for 2 years. And when I came back to Japan, it wasn't for me anymore. And so my business partner, who I brought on later, I sold it to him. But when I left, we had, $20,000-$30,000 system with lights, low voltage lights and the whole shebang, tri-amped. It was cool. At least I thought it was cool.
Because you get me thinking now, because I think 2 weekends ago, actually, by the time of this recording, I purchased a camera because I was doing a video shoot at a conference. One of my friends had just started a nonprofit. And so I was like, cool, I could be a photographer. I don't have a camera. So I was like, let me go to Best Buy, buy this camera, took photos of it. They loved it. And so I got paid for that one. I was like, sweet, this is nice. It was enough to cover the lens. One of the lenses that I purchased. And I was like, cool, now I just need to figure out a way to pay for the body of this camera. So the week after, I just had my camera at this event because I was speaking at the conference, at a podcast conference. And I was like, cool, let me just take a couple photos or whatever. Because I asked the owner, I was like, is it okay? And they was like, sure, you're running content. Everybody's here getting content. Take the photos. So just because I had the camera on, somebody asked me, it was like, hey, can you shoot my event, take photos of me at the next event on that Sunday? And I was like, sure, I have nothing else to do. Took photos for that and got paid for that one. So now I'm like, well, can I keep this trend going? Obviously I can't, but I'm going to keep asking around, just having the camera to kind of help to pay for itself. Now that's my limitations of it. How would you take that on if I were to try to turn this into like a true side hustle?
So you would want to get the word out. One way to do it would have your camera business sponsor your podcast.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, so I did buy the domain. So yeah, I can do that. Okay.
And then you would just get it out there on your social media, because you want to stay within where you're at. We have several. I mean, you could do Facebook Marketplace. You have to be they don't like service stuff. And so you have to figure out, you can't say camera service, not that you would, but you would just put your name there and then a little bit about what you do. We have local classifieds here with the local newspaper organizations or news outlets that are free to be on. And so
Okay.
I would post there because until you get big enough, you don't want to travel unless someone's willing to pay for it. And then that's great. My videographer, he travels everywhere to do videos but they pay for his travel.
Right.
And he's been around and does a whole lot of stuff for some very big speakers. And so you would just get your word out by different, so with camera, I mean, you could do local Google ads. So for our dog training business, we do $1,000 a month in Google ads, but I get paid $3,200 a dog. And so it pays for itself really quick. And I'm responsible for 500 of that,
Wow.
So I'm paying $500 a month and so you need a good Google ads guy. If you want one, you need a good Google ads guy. It's not me, but I know one. I know one.
Okay. Right.
And that's one of the things about me and what I do. I have no agenda. I'm not trying to get you to sell my stuff.
Right.
I'm not, and if I don't know, I don't claim to know everything, but I know where to send you. So if you need a good Google ads guy, I got a guy. If you need a Facebook ads guy, I got a guy. It's not me.
Yeah.
Because I don't have time to be a know-it-all. But what I do know is I know how to get you thinking about what your ideal side hustle is. What I do know is I know how to use AI to find your ideal client, to save you time, money, and effort, and give you a greater chance for success that is going to blow up your business. And so that's the things that I know and that I focus on. If there's other things that people need, I know where to send them. And so in your case, I would find a Google ads guy and get a quote on what it's going to cost. Then you're going to have to run your numbers. Okay, am I going to be able to make more than it's going to, a lot more than it's going to cost me on ads in my local business? My Google ads guy, when I first started using him and he saw the return on investment, he was like, man, can I be an investor? And because different industries, your cost per lead is different.
Yes.
But you got to have a good Google ads guy to get that down.
All right. So that's my next move then. I appreciate it.
That's what I would do to get that off the ground. And then social media is great if you know how to use it. For weddings and stuff, your best place is probably Facebook.
Yeah, weddings. I'm not touching that one. That's too far. I'm more like portraits. Like, hey, stand here, do this. Because when it comes to weddings, that's a whole nother. Like people, as you could say, the tensions are high and all this stuff like that. And I do not want to deal with high tension people. I can't.
And for events, you would be looking.
Yeah, I can do events.
LinkedIn.
Really?
So those are the people that are going to be doing events is LinkedIn.
Okay.
A lot of speakers.
Yep.
So a lot of speakers are going to be speaking at an event, and they will hire a photographer to get their portrait, get their pictures while they're on that event, rather than relying on the event photographer if there is one.
Correct. And there wasn't one from my session when I was speaking, so I don't have any photos from that event when I was speaking. That's the reason why I was like, let me pull my camera out for the rest of the people.
Yeah.
Going back to like a need to kind of help somebody. Man, this is great. Thank you for that. Now, so we're going to slide into the third segment, which is talking about the future. So like what areas are you looking into to kind of improve your life or even your career?
Right now, it's all about AI. I'm attending different virtual events, learning about AI, learning how to use it to save me time, save my clients time, save money, effort and increase the outcome of success in their side hustles that they're starting. If you don't learn AI now, you're going to be left behind. It's not too late, but it's getting close, because you probably have a 2-year window before that AI window. Everybody's going to know about it. Everybody's going to be, so that's what I focus on right now. And so that's what I do. That's part of my business strategy is, number one, I help you find your idea. And then I help you clear the path to go down so that you don't know the next steps that you need to do. And then if you want to work with me one-on-one or in a group setting, we finish that path and help you turn that into a stream of income. So that's, and with AI, I mean, there hasn't been a time in world history like it is now to start a business. Yes. It is so easy in that I don't have to think anymore. I don't have to go hire a graphic designer for my images for Facebook, or I tell AI what I want and boom, it's there like that.
Videos too. Even your
videos, emails. I will. Here's just one quick example. Mm-hmm. I need a Facebook post. I don't know what to post about. And so my chat GPT knows everything about me. I've been using it for a couple of years. It knows everything about me and my business. Mm-hmm. And so I'll say, acting as the world's expert in Facebook posting and Facebook creation, Facebook post creation, please give me 5 ideas using everything you know about me and my business and the Side Hustle Samurai, the Monetize Your Mindset, and any chats that we have had previously. Give me 5 Facebook posts that will be engaging, scroll-stopping, and very, whatever I want it to be, very humorous. Yeah. I want it to be humorous, or I want it to be heart-touched, heart-filling, and it gives me 5 ideas. And I pick the idea that I want, and then I say, okay, now acting as the world's greatest Facebook graphic designer, give me 5 post image ideas for number 3.
Nice.
And then now I have 5 ideas for what the image could look like. And then I pick my image, and I may grab that from Chat GPT and take it over to Nano Banana and have Nano Banana create my image, because the images right now are better in Nano Banana.
Yep.
And now I got an image. I didn't think about anything. None of it was my idea.
Right.
Now, is that good for the world? I don't know. We're going to have, how stupid are we going to be in 2 years?
Right. We don't remember anything as it is right now. So,
I know, right?
Like, what is your own phone number? I don't know. Like, let me click the phone.
Right. And so that's how easy it is to promote yourself. And let's say I don't know a good Facebook strategy.
Yeah.
Who do I ask? I ask ChatGPT or Claude.
Claude, yeah.
Give me the best, Facebook strategy. How many times do I post? What do I post each time? And it'll give me a 20-day plan or a 20-week plan for YouTube posting. I have a 20-week plan for YouTube posting with the titles of my YouTube videos. Then I grab the title and I say, okay, using everything you know about me, what would be the best story to tell? And so all my speeches, I have a paid version of ChatGPT. I have a paid version of pretty much everything.
Right.
The main ones. But my ChatGPT has files uploaded in it. My speeches, my book, everything that I've done. And I just say, knowing everything you know about me and our past conversations, this is the title. I need a 6 to 10 minute video.
Right.
Give me an outline. Okay. Give me a word for word. And then I take what I want and I leave what I don't want. And I add in my own stuff. But because it already speaks like me, it doesn't sound like ChatGPT. It sounds like Bart.
That is cool.
And so, I mean, like I said, for good or for bad, how stupid am I going to be in 2 years?
You're like, what did I say last month? I don't know.
Let me ask ChatGPT what I said. But it's just so crazy the things that you can do and how easy it is to start. Have you used the voice on your ChatGPT voice on your phone?
I haven't done it on my phone. I have done it on the computer. I'm too afraid to put it on my phone yet.
So I can go, let's just say I have a drywall business. And I can say, my chat's name is Sol, and I can say, Sol, are you there? And she'll say, yes. How can I help you? And I say, Sol, I got my son headed over to check out a damage on a building that has water damage.
Yeah.
I'm not able to go, but I'm sending my son and my phone. Can you tell me what the estimated cost would be to repair that and what it would look like? She says, absolutely. And so he takes the phone.
Mm-hmm.
He turns on the camera on the phone, shows it to Sol, and she gives you an idea of what the cost is going to be. Crazy.
See, I haven't used it at that level. Like that. Oh my gosh, that's scary.
I can say, Sol, I'm interested in a property in Miami.
Right.
But I can't speak Spanish. Can you help me translate for the realtor that speaks Spanish only? And we have a perfect conversation together.
I didn't know it did translations too.
Oh, it is great. And it's, I don't know about the Spanish because I'm not that good at Spanish, but the Japanese sounds great. You know, it's easy now. I mean, you know, anyway, we've gone out down a tangent of AI, but that is the next thing. And if I do a search on the 25 best side hustle or the 26 best side hustle ideas for 2026, over probably 70 or 80% are going to have to do with AI. It's crazy how this is going to infiltrate. And anyway, so like I said, we're going down an AI tangent.
Yes.
If your people that's listening right now, if you haven't started learning AI, start.
Thank you.
If you need help of where to go, reach out to me and I will show you where I'm learning my AI from.
There you go.
So,
that
is a tangent, but anyway, sorry.
It's okay. No, it's perfect because that's one of the things I do on my live shows is talk about AI from time to time, just kind of like combining different AI tools, how they can best utilize them. But I'm just playing around with it. I'm not trying to make a business out of it, but just showing ways that it can be used to kind of help.
You can tell me your business idea.
Mm-hmm.
I can put it into an AI that I pay for. It's not something that's normally out there. I can put it in there and it'll tell me your chances of success. So I put in my Side Hustle Samurai stuff and it gives me a 64% chance of winning, of making money. It also tells me my greatest, unique proposition, my unique selling proposition. And it gives me my minimal selling proposition, what I should start with if I'm not ready to do the other stuff.
Yeah.
It gives me 8 pages of stuff. And it also has an AI on the side where I can say, hey, I think her name is June or something like that. And I can say, hey, June, I only have a 64%. What do I need to pay attention to increase that to greater than 64%? And it'll give me the things I need to look at. And so once again, with what I do,
right,
that is an AI that I pay for because I can give that report to the people that I'm trying to help find their ideal side hustle.
I like that. Okay.
And so, but there's no easier time in the history of the world to start a business than it is right now. And there's probably not a greater need because we have the inflation. We're all paycheck to paycheck. And when paycheck to paycheck happens, then what happens when what happens happens?
That might be the title of this show.
I mean, seriously. So another quick story. Several years ago, my wife, she goes to Japan every year to visit her family. And while she's there, she often gets her health checks done.
Okay.
And so she called me from Nagoya, Japan, and she calmly informed me that the initial test indicated cancer and that they had just taken a biopsy. Obviously, what's my first thought? I could lose my wife.
Yeah.
My second thought was, we can't afford this.
Mm-hmm.
How can I afford to drop everything and be by her side while she's going through whatever it is she's going to have to go through?
Yeah.
They say money isn't everything. Or is it when you don't have enough? And now, luckily, the end of the story is the biopsy came back negative cancer. She just had to have surgery. It was scary, but it was a wake-up call.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we have to wait for something like that to happen to get a wake-up call? Wake up now and get prepared for whatever happens when life happens. I mean, that's really what got me started. That got me off my butt and got me doing multiple things instead of just one thing, instead of just my trailer thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that way, when my leg happened, yes, I was worried about losing my dog training income because I didn't know how long it was going to be, but I had other things feeding into it that relieve the pressure a little bit. So if you're I believe everybody needs a side hustle, even if you're a W-2 employee.
Yeah.
It's going to give you deductions that you don't have as a W-2 employee.
So true.
Now, I'm not giving tax advice because I'm
No,
not
that's
an
right.
accountant. Well, I did graduate in accounting, but I'm not a CPA.
Right. Oh, man.
And I'm not good at it either. So remember that.
Again, this is just a conversation between two colleagues. This is not financial advice.
Exactly.
So you ready for the final 4 questions?
Sure.
These, for the people who are new to the show, this is the final 4 questions where we get to do a deep dive into the person, just kind of learn a little bit more about their finances and their financial mindset. So, number 1, what does wealth mean to you?
It's all about living life on your own terms. And that comes from another mentor of mine. It's not my term, but I don't go on vacation when everybody else is going on vacation. I don't have to go on vacation when it's crowded. I can go whenever I want. So being able to live life on your own terms, like I said, I don't clock in. Now, I probably work more than I would if it was a job, but it's something I like and it's something I enjoy, and I get to schedule my own time. So that's what financial freedom is to me. It's not about, I don't need to be a millionaire, and I don't need to be a billionaire. Do I want to be a billionaire? Depends on how hard I have to work to get there, to be honest.
Going back to the sacrifice, yeah.
Because you got to give something up to get there a lot of the times. That's not something if it's something I want to give up, if it's not, I'm fine just being able to live life on my own terms.
Number 2, what was your worst money mistake?
Gosh. So back in 2001, so 9/11, just after 9/11, I lost probably $300,000. Was it because of 9/11? Partially, but one of them was in a Ponzi scheme, supposed hard money lending company that was taking money and promising great returns, was making great returns. After 9/11, the cards started to fall in on the guy and it collapsed. I actually got a call from the FBI. Well, I got a call from my buddy who was at the FBI, and he said, "Bart, you need to get down here." And this was like 8:00 in the morning. I'm like, "What?" "Yeah, you need to get down here." And I went to the FBI's office, and they're looking at the guy that is running this. And they basically told me that, "Hey, you're involved greater than you need to be. So if you don't run a wire on this guy, we're going to throw you under investigation too." And so I had to run a wire because I lost $204,000. I'm just like, I lost money. How come I'm having to be implicated in this? And that was probably my worst investing mistake so I asked the guy one time, I said, "Do I have to be an accredited investor?"
Right.
And he said, "What's an accredited investor?" and I should have had red flag. I mean, and I
Yes.
did.
Yeah.
I did, but I got in with just a little bit, and then I got in with a little bit more because that worked, and then it worked, and it worked for a couple of years until the cards fell in, and I've lost, like I said, 204,000 with him. Was it because of 9/11? I don't know. But anyway, that was, so when red flags go off, don't ignore them.
Yeah, that's, oh my God. Okay. That's a whole nother, that's a movie, actually. Number 3, is there a book that inspired your journey or changed your perspective?
So it's going to have to be Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Reading that as a young kid. I mean, I didn't grow up with my Rich Dad, Poor Dad was the same dad. He was the millionaire next door. But then in the end of his life, he was a millionaire on paper, but he was cash broke. And so dealing with that. So I kind of had it. And yeah. And so Rich Dad, Poor Dad was very helped with my thinking along with my dad, just showing me and encouraging me. And then the next one would probably have to be Gary Vee's The Thank You Economy. And that started me off on my current thinking. And then what's his latest book, Day Trader? I've listened to that one a couple of times and it's amazing.
I have to check. You're the first person I actually mentioned the Gary Vee book. So
Thank You Economy was great. That was one of his first books. And then Day Trader for this current period of time is amazing.
Okay, I'm going to have to definitely check that one out. And then number 4, what is your favorite dish to make?
To make would be prime rib.
Right.
To make and to eat. But then curry, Japanese curry, I love that as well. But so as a kid, I was 12 years old and we were on a vacation from New Mexico, headed up to Idaho to see my sister. We stopped in this town in, I think it was Durango, Colorado. So we stopped in Durango, Colorado, and my cousin, we called him Uncle Webb, but he was my cousin. He was part of this playhouse, like a playhouse, where they have plays, but it's the dinner theater. And we go in there and he sits us down and says, he hands us the menus, order whatever you want. It's on me. And as a kid, I'm looking at this menu, everything, anything, I can have anything. I hadn't even had prime rib before, but it was the most expensive thing on the menu, so it had to be good.
Right.
And he comes back to take our order, and I said, I want prime rib. And my dad, he's a conservative, the conservative's conservative as far as money goes. I mean,
Right.
And his 12-year-old kid just ordered the most expensive thing on the menu. He's like, Bart, you don't need that. And Uncle Webb, he's like, no, he can have whatever he wants. It's on the house.
Mm-hmm.
I got my prime rib. Oh, it was good. I mean, it was huge. And you had this au
Sauce.
jus, the au jus, and I don't even know what it is. And I'm like, oh, you dip it in here, and then not wasabi, the horseradish.
Horseradish, yeah.
And it was creamy horseradish, so it was good for a little kid. Oh man, it was the best. I fell in love with prime rib from that day on. And so that's what we usually make at Christmas time, and we make it here at the house. And I love prime rib.
Love the story.
But
man.
did you get the story? The moral of the story is, are you ordering off the left side of the menu or the right side of the menu? Do you order on the description,
Right,
or on the right where the price is? What makes your decision? Uncle Webb let me understand that I can order off the right side of the menu if I want and get what I want.
I love that. Love that. Man, this is amazing. Thank you so much, Bart, for this. So the very last question of this show, which is, where could people find out more about you?
So you can find me on Facebook at Bart Merrill. Just look me up. Right now, I think I'm in a samurai pose with this kind of a futuristic samurai, and that changes with whatever I think I can create in AI. But Bart Merrill, I'm in Utah, Side Hustle Samurai. Also, the Bart Merrill, the Side Hustle Samurai YouTube channel is up. I continue to put content on there. It has been a few weeks since I dropped my last one, but I have things on the docket that I'm getting edited and putting on there. My website is bartmerrill.com. You can get 25 successful side hustles for 2025, even though 25 is just over, at youridealsidehustle.com. And so youridealsidehustle.com is going to change because I have a new thing coming up that is your wealth potential analysis. So it is a survey that you fill out and it gives you a score. That'll be coming next year.
Okay.
But it'll be at the same location, just so you know.
Thanks. Now you actually got me thinking about my photography business. I should just call it Your New Photographer. It's like yournewphotographer.com. It's too funny. But this has been a fun time, Bart. Man, I could sit here and just talk to you all day because you have great stories, great mindset. And then because of so many things that are available to us, it's just kind of figuring out, like you said, we have a lot of dreamers, but we need to get some more doers. And you're not just dreaming about it, you're actually taking action and making that, you're making luck happen, if that makes sense.
I like that. Thanks for sharing that. That's make luck happen. I'm going to have to borrow that.
Please do. That actually might be the title of the show. That's the new title of the show. All right. Well, man, thank you so much. This has been a fun time. All right, everybody. Y'all be safe. And remember to put on one shoe at a time, because if you try to put them both on, you can trip. All right. Y'all be safe. Y'all. Peace.